Wednesday's show, but because regular life gets in the way and I actually have to pay bills, I had to do a work meeting. So I was not able to do that at our regularly scheduled time. But here we are. Let me
Yes,
mic
here
adjust.
we are.
And
Just
we're
dropping a
going to try to.
message here in the chat to let everybody know that I went private at first. So now we're live. Luckily, there's no concurrent viewers at the moment, so nobody caught my folly. Jonathan, what do you got there today, sir?
So this is my Epiphone Sheraton. I love this thing. It's the first hollow body, or semi-hollow body rather, that I've ever owned. Got a video coming out on this at some point in time. It keeps getting pushed. But there goes my phone, too. I'm going to answer it. You're live on YouTube, by the way. Okay.
Hi, Mrs. Flamingo.
Sean says hi. Sean says hi. Sean says hi. But hey, you are literally on here right now. I will figure it out, okay? All right. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye. Sorry about that.
That is
that'd
all
be
right.
funny. Continuing our unprofessionalism. But is YouTube professional? I don't know. Anyway, Epiphone Sheraton, video come out on it at some point. Yeah, it keeps getting pushed because things just keep happening. It's the way we roll. Sean Boy, looks like a telly to me, I think.
It's a bit of a telly. It's a telly-shaped object at the very least. This is a Fender made in Mexico, Nashville Telecaster, being played through a very gracious gift that a dear friend gave me, the Sonic Cake Pocket Master. And I actually just unplugged my amp, so we're just straight into the Pocket Master, into my Evo 4, and making noise with it. And this is also something I didn't pay for, which is
Really?
Where
did you get it from, my friend?
Won it on the Robert Baker YouTube channel, the group, the members only part of it. So I was a channel member for quite a while. Had to tighten the belt at some point, but while I was a channel member,
you were out 3,000.
What's that?
Said you won a guitar and then you were at 3,000. Said I got what I needed out of it and I'm gone.
That's basically exactly what happened. No, it was awesome. I made one of my earlier YouTube videos on it, just thanking Robert for, I mean, it was whatever. He spun the wheel and it landed on my name. It's like pretty cool, but yeah, good guitar. Can't complain. It's actually one of the only guitars I own that it has never been modded.
Wow.
Yeah.
I find that the made in Mexico, the Charvels, Fenders, all that, to me, really don't need to be modded and have been that way for quite some time. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah. I know some people really like to take them and use them as like little, I'd say cheap but affordable, relatively mod platforms, but it is what it is. I just realized I never played this.
Yeah.
On the off chance that I play, I'm going into my new X Mighty 60, which is a big amp. It's like a little combo amp. Then it goes into line out into my Sonic Cake Sonic IR pedal, which is just an IR loader pedal. I don't know what IR I'm running, but I'm hoping it's something akin to a Vox AC30 because that's what I have in here. A little bit of grid on there, some reverb, and then going out into my interface. But
nice.
Just because Sean had to mention his Pocket Master.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So there we go. Speaking of Robert Baker, that dude's on YouTube too, ain't he?
He does a little bit of YouTube. Yeah.
He does a little bit of YouTube. Has for a little while. He's a great guy. And a favorite for a lot of people, mine included. I really like Robert Baker.
Yeah. I would say he
So,
might be the one of the most genuine guitar YouTubers out there.
yeah, he really seems that way. I know he doesn't come off as one of those people that's like, awesome on camera and then like a douche off camera. He
Right.
seems like he's actually pretty genuine. So I like him a lot. Like his playing, like his lessons, just like what he does for the guitar community, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And uh, he's got his own little interesting collection of guitars too. I've always been a fan of like his part of the reason why I actually have this one and why I like Les Paul so much. His KM, his Les Paul KM. I
Yeah.
would kill for that thing. That's awesome.
That was a point of bonding for he and I because his KM is also a 78, like my deluxe. And
No way.
so when he was doing his late night live streams during the COVID times, if you will,
Right.
I was like, "Hey, I have a 78," and he's like, "Oh, cool." And then like when I did my first ever like Instagram video, I did my first ever guitar Instagram video on my wife's IG account because I didn't have one, and it was for Robert Baker's like Led Zeppelin challenge thing or whatever. And
Right.
I played that thing on it, and we sort of were like, yeah, dude, Norlin era bros or whatever. So it was actually right before Norlin era guitars got popular, or repopularized or whatever. 'Cause they were still
Right.
pretty hated on back then. Anyway, I digress,
Yeah.
sir. So today's topic is guitar YouTubers and some of our favorites. I think we both just touched on one, but do you have anybody that you're watching right now that is like up and coming, or maybe somebody who deserves a shout out that doesn't get enough love?
So I kind of fall in the same boat of a lot of YouTubers. At some point, when you start getting into actually making your own videos, you don't watch YouTube the same as you did before. Um, as far as like up and coming people, obviously Carl from No Shred Zone. Love
Yes.
watching his reviews. He's just really down to earth, real chill. No frills about his channel. It's, hey, here's this product. Let's talk about it. Gets into it. He's a great player, all that kind of stuff. And he's really come a long way. I'm really happy for his growth.
Yeah.
I did check out the channel that you were sending the Dude Alert pedal to, Chug Nerd, I think is who
Chug
that
Nerd.
was.
Yeah, DJ
Very
over at
small
Chug Nerd.
channel. Very small channel, but that dude is really cool too. Watched a couple of his videos. The last one I watched was the one where he was talking about his Strat that he got, his Squire Strat that he got at a Green Day concert.
Yeah,
So
they
that was
pulled
just
him up on stage, and then they ended
yeah,
up giving him, yeah, super cool story. Yeah, DJ tells a nice story, and I think he kind of hit the ground running. Like his setup and the way that he films his videos is already like closer to your level than to mine.
right. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a beginner at all. It almost seems like, how does this guy only have 100 subscribers? Because it's like
Right.
it's so high quality and the audio is good, and he's a great player and his edits are nice, and like you said, he's a good storyteller. So someone like that. As far as other small YouTubers, I don't really know if there are any other smaller ones that I can think of off the top of my head. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I just don't.
No.
I generally just kind of watch the bigger guys when they come out with stuff, which that's not me doing my part. I know. Go ahead and tell me about it. But
Well, please. I mean, I think you've done plenty, at least for my channel, as far as that goes. I mean, we all have our niche. Like, not everybody's great at just like promoting other channels. Not everybody has, you got to run your own first, like,
right, yeah, because it can't
so,
just be constantly like, hey, here's this, but by the way, look at this guy and this guy and this guy. You can't do that because people lose interest at that point. But I mean, I always try to throw in recommendations where I can.
yep.
Um, you know, but bigger YouTubers, I mean, Robert Baker, obviously watch him. Controversially, I really do like Rob Chapman's videos.
Nice.
I know people can shoot me down for that. I know he's been the topic of a lot of
Yeah.
controversy. I can
Yeah.
talk today. But like, Andertons, all that kind of stuff. Love all that. Love all the Andertons guys.
Yeah.
Uh, Generally just like I said, jump around some of the bigger. I like Spectre Sound. Glenn
Oh,
Freaker
dude.
over there.
Yeah.
Love his stuff.
Glenn
You know,
Fricker. Awesome.
yeah.
So funny.
Just to name a few. If I go on, I'll go on all day.
Oh yeah,
What about
no,
you, bud?
cool.
What do you?
So I watch all of those that you just listed. 60 cycle hum and a lot of the bigger channels as well. There is like growing list and a community that I've sort of been able to become a part of. So um, actually one of them's here right now, BCG 5150 Guitars, does some really cool videos. I've just been catching up on his stuff. And actually this idea came from a live stream that I attended last night with Searching for Tone. Is another one. Brian over there I believe he's an ex-firefighter, and he does really fun videos. He does a lot of live streaming, and he does a ton of giveaways to like his Patreon community and actually just to people who attend his live streams. Like he is doing a lot to build a community around all of us and himself. So there's like yeah, New York City fighter. He's retired. Super cool guy. There's this guy that films himself recording guitar tracks named the Yubi, and those are really fun. You know, like just watching somebody actually create music it can be fun to do as well. And Yubi's super nice guy. Um, a lot TED Talks guitars, like there's this whole network down here around the 1000 and below mark that's growing,
Mhm.
and everybody's doing their part to sort of like lift each other up. It's a really positive environment to be involved in. So I've been hanging with those dudes quite a bit. OU812, and it's literally spelled OU81 and then the number 2. They're awesome. It's like a group of like 5 dudes that all live stream and just take turns shredding and talking gear and stuff. So a lot of like smaller channels are starting to like, what do they say? Like the rising tide lifts all boats. Like these guys
Yep.
we're all sharing subs. We're all like watching each other's videos, and it's really fun. And that gives you, in my opinion, it gives you a bit of a reprieve from like the Paul Davids, Rhett Scholes, like the really polished channels, which are awesome, but it's not really like you can't relate to their videos. They're up here on what they have and at their
Yeah.
disposal and stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of what I was gonna say. It was like it's when you want to talk to someone or when you want to watch somebody be like, yeah, here's this little tiny amp or whatever that no one knows about. Like this happened to Rent Shull, I think, a couple times. Here's this little thing that we don't know about, and then like on the used market, it blows up. A little YouTuber could make something like that, and it'd be like something that's really cool, and you see it, and it's genuine. But and I'm not knocking the because they're just doing what we're all doing.
yeah,
They're just making videos, hanging
yeah,
out. I mean, I know it's their job, and they kind of whatever, but it is a different line because a smaller YouTuber can make a piece of gear that's cool that maybe not a lot of people know about, and the price of it's not going to shoot up on Reverb the next day.
right.
Someone like anyone over 100K subscribers, something like that, even smaller than that, they say something's cool. I mean, if I was huge, I'd say, hey, these Sheratons, they're really really cool.
Yeah.
They could potentially, it could ruin the market. I mean, look at what happened with the what was that?
The Bad Monkey.
What was that pedal? The Bad Monkey. Yeah. I mean, like people wanting $200 and $300 and $400 for that, like they're out of their freaking mind.
That was ridiculous, dude. It was a troll job. That's the one thing I do love the bigger channels. I love JHS pedals. I love their channel. I love their vibe, their sarcasm. So
Yeah.
funny. It's not that like big channels aren't worth watching at all. Like they are absolutely 100% worth watching. They're super fun. The 60 cycle hum premieres. I just love getting in the chat and mixing it up with that group. Oh, Pedal Playhouse is another one that is part of and Emily at Get Offset and Joan at Pedal Playhouse. Those are 2
Yeah, get
channels that I
offset's cool.
watch. Yeah, Get
Yeah.
Offset's great. Emily's awesome. Just nice people that are fun to like interact with during they're like the premiere video crowd. So there's people that do like video premieres, and they chat with you like while their video's running. And then there's like the live streaming crew. It's funny kind of how it's been sort of like sectioned off. Like Samurai Guitars, like he never he never interacts like in a chat window with anybody, but his videos are great. So you just
Right.
kind of watch these different channels to get different parts of what YouTube offers, I think.
Yeah. No, I absolutely 100% agree. Because I mean, to me, without the bigger guys, you don't have the smaller guys because you don't have that echelon that you can reach where it's like, oh, he's got 1 million subscribers. I really like him. I like what he's doing. You
Right.
know, it's like you got to have those people to inspire those
Yeah.
smaller people. And you can see that the smaller people, when they climb up there, it's like, oh, I can do it too. And it keeps the new content and the next generation of, content creators coming out. But yeah, I completely forgot about Get Offset, man. I follow her on TikTok too. I see where that's
Oh
actually where I
yeah.
found out about her. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Nice.
So, but yeah, yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that.
Yeah, I really I feel like okay, so like they all have their different use cases for me personally. So like I watch like Music is Win and Paul Davids
Mhm.
and Robert even um or like and then there's or like Tom Bukovac or these bigger channels, and I
Mhm.
watch them as like more of like an educational resource based agenda is kind of like what I'm attacking that at. Like I want to learn about, I watch JHS or 60 Cycle Hum or, Emily's at Get Offset or Pedal Playhouse videos. I watch those for interaction in the comments. And then I watch all of the other people I listed in a way to support and grow a community that I feel like I'm actually a part of. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
feel like I'm on 60 Cycle Hum's level, or that I'm sitting across from a table having a beer with Ryan or Steve. I feel like I'm consuming their content and they're interacting with me a bit. Um, but when I, watch a BCG 5150 video or I watch a UB video or I watch 2 Yards or Ted, when I leave a comment or I'm in the chat, that's a real conversation. They will respond to everything. They will heart every comment. Like, and then I do the same for them when they come watch my videos. And that feels more of like a friendly interaction, like kind of like you and I do. That's,
Right.
and I don't feel like obviously your channel's way bigger than mine, but you're just a super rad dude. So,
Well, thank you.
I ended up being able to befriend a cool guy who has a awesome YouTube channel, which I feel fortunate about, but not because of your
Hey,
YouTube
say the
channel,
same.
because you're cool.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I can
Yeah,
say the
man.
same about you most days. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's right.
No, but yeah, I mean, you make great points there. Like going to the point where you said like you try to heart all the comments and like you have that conversation where it's like you're sitting across from them versus you're just kind of the passerby like, oh yeah, that's a good point, next subject kind of thing. um I try to do that more because like I don't live stream aside from this, but I keep picking up my pick like I'm gonna play, but I'm not doing that. What was I saying? Oh, but like I do that with comments. I get a lot of comments
hmm
most days, and I try to reply back to all of them. I try to avoid the hateful ones because I mean obviously you're gonna get a lot of hate and trolls and all that kind of stuff. Or if I just don't have anything nice to say, I just follow that rule. I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not going to say it. Just unless I'm feeling particularly like cheeky that day. But
Feisty.
right, yeah, or I'll take a screenshot of it and post it on Instagram, and
Yeah.
the same two people like it all the time. I'm trying
I
to,
love
you know,
Feisty Flamingo, dude. That's so funny to me. It's always awesome.
hey, there's that's actually not a bad title for like a viewer's comments.
Oh, dude, you should do a comment section video again.
Feisty flamingo, that would be
Feisty
cool. Yes, I
Flamingo.
started doing that as like an experiment way back, and yeah, I think I only did like 2 episodes of it or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's experimenting. I've been doing that a lot lately, trying to experiment with different angles and different types of videos and how I present them and editing and all that other kind of stuff. It's testing the waters. That's just what you got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, interaction with your viewers is like, because if you don't interact with them, I'm not necessarily saying they're never going to come back, but if you interact with them,
Right.
that sticks with them more. Especially the bigger you are. If you call them out personally or whatever, and oh, that's a good point or whatever. Even something like that can stick with someone. Be like, wow, this guy that I look up to mentioned my name on his live stream, or liked my comment, or said I got a good point or whatever. So
Tom Bukovac, I feel like, has executed the comment section to a T. Like the way that he's responded to me maybe a couple of times in like say 2 years I've been a subscriber. But like he does respond to a few people every single time. He just is
right,
very honest. Like the whole channel is just based on an honest uh an honest picture of what this actually is, which is like a guy who likes making YouTube videos, likes speaking his mind, getting his opinions out there, showing you some cool licks. And like he's this very like seasoned veteran of, playing guitar, and he's an expert. And then every once in a while he interacts with people who say something nice or say something really mean and dumb, and he'll do a couple of each in every video, but nobody in that community writes a comment with the expectation that he's going to reply. Now when I do a video, I am always going to, there is not a comment on any one of my videos that I have not replied to, because I don't get 585 comments every time I drop a video. I have
right.
time for that. And so and it's important to me for people to, you know, like getting back to that other point, like feel like they're a part of, the community. Which is, yeah, it's just kind of important to me. I want people to come here and hang with me. I think that's kind of what I'm resting on, is that like I want um I want the interaction. I'm looking for buddies, I'm looking for guitar bros.
Yeah,
And so I think why you're doing it matters too. And that sort of
yeah,
frames,
absolutely.
yeah, it frames sort of the ethos of your channel. It builds itself over time, you know. Um
Yeah. And I will say this, speaking of, while we're on this topic, I don't ever get people that comment on these streams, and I have neglected to realize that I had two people
oh,
in my
snap.
chat.
Who you got over there?
Yeah. I gotta look because I can't even see.
Oh no.
Mark Spurgeon over there.
Mark.
Yeah.
Brother Mark.
He says, "What pay bills?" Yes, unfortunately, pay
Oh
bills.
yeah, he knew. I
Most of
made
my
my
videos make
post on
make
the
money, and it's
community.
crap.
I made that post on my community, and he knew that you had to work yesterday.
And GRB Aquatics, he says, "I'm so sorry. I know I am terrible here." And Tom Bolkovac has become my favorite guitarist. So educational, trying to play along with him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't, I've heard his name before, but I've never actually listened to him, or watched him, or done anything like that. But I have heard his name thrown around a couple of times, um, by some other. I can't tell you who I've heard it from, but I have heard that name before. And when you mentioned it, it kind of awoke a memory.
He's
I need to get this chat
he's
more.
played on over 1,000 recorded works of music in
Right.
session work. And I have two of his albums. He made his own called. Actually, I have three. Plexi Soul in stereo with Guthrie Trap, and then another one called Trip the Witch, and they're it's fantastic music. Um, and he's a cool dude. So I would definitely check out uh his channel. It's called 501 Chorus Echo, and he's just really cool dude. I got
Thank you.
UC Mikael in the chat. How you doing, brother? He has a cool channel. Speaking of small channels, he was one of the people that also won the Line 6 Pod Go from Henning Pauly's channel from HP42. So
Nice.
yeah, he gave
Yeah,
out three of
nice.
them, and Yussi is one of the guys that won one, and I believe he lives in the Netherlands or something. But definitely check out his channel. It's JUSSIMIKAEL. But he's he makes great music. His song was Finland, right? Uh, he makes really good music.
Cool stuff. Got a lot of shout outs going on this one.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
nice.
it.
Nice to have a live chat going on and people actually in it today.
I know. We're getting there. It's almost like you stick with something and it ends up working out for you.
That's right.
Yeah. So like I said, I apologize for not I got so lost in our super deep conversation. So anybody that comes up in the chat, I will try to get to you. I'm trying to actually still figure out how to pop it up over here and it's not loading in OBS like it's supposed to. So more stuff to work out. But
Yeah, man.
ain't that the way it goes?
It is. It's all a work in progress.
Yeah.
One day we'll be pros and we'll still mess it up.
Exactly.
Uh,
That was a noise.
okay.
We did say we would play a little bit more.
Go ahead.
I said we did say we would play a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make some promises. What are you holding there, buddy?
I'm holding my new pedal board that you sent me. I was seriously, when I opened the door, I like saw that the package had been delivered, and I went and opened the door, and I looked down and I was like, what the F? And I had no idea what was in it. So, eagerly like ran downstairs and flipped on the camera, and I was like, we're gonna unbox this. And then I realized I wasn't recording audio the entire time I was talking. So I had to re-record, but it was like too late. So I was just like, okay, we're gonna scrap the unboxing video. But this is a super cool Donner DB P300 pedal board with a built-in power supply. Let's talk about challenges, but also opportunity. So my this is a very large pedal board. It is still not big enough for the Podgo and the Fender GTX 100 foot switch. It can fit one, but not both. So I was like,
I tried.
well, you also sent me the Pocket Master, and I also have
Yes.
too many pedals to fit on that board and don't need as many. So I get to have a second pedal board. Um, so I'm pretty excited because I'm gonna do a video where I build the Pocket Master onto that. And because that pedal board has um, a USB power supply, I can power the Pocket Master on there, so I never have to worry about it going dead for power. So
Yeah.
super legit, man. I really appreciate you sending that stuff over. Super cool.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, like I said, I don't use a whole lot of pedals myself. And when I got that other pedal board, the Gitto one, um, I just was like, you know what, he needs one. I kind of prefer this one for my use personally, so I was like, well, hey, why not?
No,
So
that's super cool. I mean, that's part of
I
what
got a
we're
second
talking
power
about
supply.
with the community thing, which is nice. There's people like me. I mean, I think like I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not getting anything, and I got three little mouths to feed. So, when your homie hooks you up, that's always a good feeling. So, um, yeah, I really appreciate
Yeah,
it,
like I
man.
said, I try to give back where I can, or I try to like, obviously I'm not in the market of just like giving things away
Sure.
to everybody, but I mean things like, obviously you're an exception. I know you cool guy. But things that like if I get sent and it starts to kind of pile up, like for example, a bunch of pedals. I had a ton of pedals, kind of all the same effects, stuff like that. I won't name any brands or anything, but maybe you watch the channel, you can figure it out. Um, Great pedals. I just wasn't using them, so I literally put them on Facebook Marketplace, and I think I sold 12, 13, 14 pedals in a bundle for like $50. I was like, if you give me $50, you take them, you got them. And I had so many people jumping on it, like, can you do this today? Can you do it? And I'm like, yeah, but you've got 20 people ahead of you. Because I mean, stuff like that, or even like guitars. I've moved on from some of those Donner guitars just because I was literally running out of space and put them on Facebook, like, $50,
Right.
come get it.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, because you always have people that'll be like, well, do you get paid to make the videos? And in my case, no, I don't. Sometimes I do. I'll have some people be like, hey, we'll give you X amount of money and you get to keep the product, which is always cool. But I think I'm to the point now, and this is probably shooting myself in the foot, if I'm being honest, where I'm just like, I'll take the product in exchange and that'll be the payment. Because I'm like, I could always sell it at the end of the day and get something out of it. I
Yeah.
could sell it for $1. That's 100% profit. You know, that's just the way that I look at it. And
Well,
I
you
don't know.
need
I
to get
don't
paid for your
recall this
time
conversation.
sometimes, especially when you're doing,
Yeah,
you're doing reviews and companies are sending you gear as payment. At some point, realistically, you don't need all the gear. And that is,
exactly.
I mean, I think you did a giveaway recently where you did like 9 pedals or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's the three pedals that I got. That's still going. The iTone pedals. I've got three pedals that I am giving away. That
Free. Yeah.
they provided for that. But yeah, all you gotta do is enter the link on the or in the video description for all of those videos, and you just go there, put your email in. I've got, I think last time I checked, like almost 30 people. The videos weren't very popular. I put giveaway on them, but I learned from Carl. He does, or he did a couple of pedal giveaways back when his channel was a little bit smaller, and he always was like, they don't ever work.
Right.
They really are not like drivers of traffic to your channel. And in a way that I look at it too, this is kind of fitting the challenges versus whatever. Um, you can get these people to your channel. They'll subscribe as part of the
The
thing to
giveaway.
enter the contest. But whether they actually stick around once the contest is over and whether they continue to watch your stuff, that can actually hurt your channel.
Yeah.
So to me, giveaways at a certain point in time can be beneficial, but I mean, if you got people jumping on board just for their chance to win something free, it's like, at the end of the day, it can be a challenge to kind of balance that out and see if it's actually beneficial for your channel, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, it does. And going back, BCG brought up a good point where he had said um, that, hold on, let me find it. He's said on searching for tone, he said the giveaways are nice, but I dig the community more. And I think like
Yeah.
what Brian did over there on his channel, um, he set up a welcoming like community where we talk about guitar and we don't really talk about much else, and
Hmm.
everybody got really comfortable, and then the giveaways started once. Like, I just think he does the giveaways as a way of saying thank you to the people that he hangs out with every week, not like necessarily as a bait and switch situation. So the way his
Right.
are set up is not quite as inflammatory as like you know some of the old like the giveaway style that we used to see like 3 4 5 years ago, where it was like, we're giving this away, and you'd have to join the channel. Everybody uses the King Sumo links now, which I think you did as well, and that actually doesn't, like you said, it doesn't drive membership to your channel. Or even like how I won this from Robert Baker's channel. That was in the channel members only situation, and every once in a while Robert still does a giveaway, but he really has stopped doing that as a way of generating subscriptions. And I just don't think I don't think it's the way. I don't think we want things for free necessarily anymore. I think what we want is community and connection, and to feel like you're a part of something cool, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. And that's something that I've toyed with the idea of too, is trying to get on that like buy me a coffee Patreon member, YouTube member kind of bandwagon. But
Yeah.
I don't know, what really honestly holds me back. I don't know what to offer. Early access to videos, like I don't know if people are really interested in that.
Yeah.
I don't. I have a merch store that it's like I could give you, a percentage off of whatever, or whatever. But I mean, I've already got my margins so low where it's like I make $2 off of a shirt sale.
Right.
And the last time I sold a shirt was when I think you bought one. Way back.
Still got it, brother. Still got it.
That store's covered in dust, man. But yeah, it's I don't know what to offer to anyone that pays that extra bit a month, like $1 a month. Like
Right.
it's enticing to say like, yeah, give me $2 a month and you have all this, but it's like what can I make worth your $2? And I don't know.
I
I don't
don't
know.
either. I
It's
mean,
that
I don't know the answer to that. I know that like oh, I better shout out two more channels before we end this. We got about 15 minutes, but I want to shout out Steve Cassidy Guitar, great community over there. Jojo Fry rocks. She does great videos. And then the other one that I'm getting excited for, I have a new Tone Deep episode coming up with Alex over at Super Danger Studios. And because I want to pick the brain of the handsome guy who's good at guitar, can sing, can record himself doing all of these things on camera with like the highest quality output you could ever dream of, and create characters and storylines for his videos. Like, so I'm getting really pumped up for that interview. That's going to be a lot of fun. So
nice.
yeah, a couple more shout outs there, but I think there's I think that you do YouTube for you because you love
Oh,
guitars and pedals. And so I don't think that, you know, you're doing it in a way like music is win. Like Tyler Larson is the type of guy who was always looking for a way to to make money from playing music, right?
right.
He needed that to be his career.
Nothing
That
wrong
was
with
his
that.
dream.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No, not no shade at all. But that's the way his channel set up. That's what it feels like. That's what his channel has
Yeah.
always felt like from early videos. Like he is here for the business, right? And that's cool. I think a lot of guys are more like me and you. I want to make videos that I would watch about things that I would play, you know?
Mm.
And I think you do the same thing. And I think it's authentic. And I don't think that you necessarily need to have a Patreon or a Discord or anything like that for that to feel good for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's and again, and that's what I've said since the beginning. I don't know if I've ever really said it on camera. Maybe I have. I don't know. Like 320 videos deep now. But yeah, I make them for me.
Yeah.
It's I make them for other people that maybe and it's like I know it's a lot of review based content, and I actually have a video. Well, I guess a couple video ideas that I'm going to have where I'm going to talk about like kind of why I make the content that I make. Just because I feel like it's an interesting concept. I won't do any spoilers here,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it goes back to the community driven thing where it's like when you have that Patreon, you have the people that you can like seriously connect with. They're like, oh yeah, I'm dedicated to your channel to some degree because I'm actually giving, and again, it's not about the money with me, but it's like if you're
Right.
willing to pay $1 even to just be like, yeah, I get that early access or whatever perk you're offering, that builds its own community there. And it's like, yeah, you get to see who's serious, and then you get that sense of community where if you have like a members only live stream or something, it's going
Yeah.
to be more personal. That's something that I like. I like because outside of YouTube and outside of talking with you, I can't talk to anybody else about this kind of stuff for lengths of time. And I could talk about it all day long because it's just something that I'm passionate about and I really like. Let me make sure my camera doesn't go out there. But yeah, that's something that YouTube allows me to do, and I'm always looking for that next kind of like communal effort that I can put into it. And the live stream thing is obviously a big step
Yeah.
because I always kind of wanted to explore that live stream thing, but I never really knew how to approach it. A little bit of nerves there, like are people going to actually watch it? But it's the same thing as starting YouTube.
Yeah.
You got to jump into it, and you'll build your community eventually. It's no one jumps into it. Well, the 99.9999% of people that jump into it don't start at the top.
No.
So,
Unless
but
you're DJ from Chug Nerd, in which case you're making like pro quality videos right off the jump. But
yeah,
I had one, I was doing them on my phone, and then I had a crappy webcam, and then I got a less crappy webcam. Uh, and now I'm actually comfortable. Like if I never get a DSLR camera, I'll still be happy with the quality I'm able to get from my videos. I kind of like the way it looks. Um, it's very middle class, if you will, and that just really suits my attitude and my vibe for what I want to do. And I think I'm with you. I don't think I'll ever, I mean, want to like do a Patreon or like try to pursue this as a career on YouTube. I think that I like the community. And yeah, starting the live pod was always kind of a shot in the dark, but
it's a
like you
daunting
said,
task. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it'll be what it's going to be one way or the other. The biggest thing is that, I get to hang out with a bro who likes guitar and nerding out about it more than,
right.
and so that's why I think I think it's great that there is a huge contingent of people in the sub 1000 category that are making awesome videos and interacting with each other in a really genuine way, and people are supporting each other, and it's more about community than it is about trying to hit 2 million subs.
Yeah, it absolutely. Mark Spurgeon over I think that's how you say that. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. He says, they haven't killed me yet. Whoop, whoop. His first comment was that he's at the doctor, so he's going to be lurking around. Glad to see that they haven't killed you yet
Yeah,
because it
he's
would be a
over on
little,
my channel now saying hi to the peeps that are over here too. He's all over the
well,
place, man. Mark's a legend.
I see that.
One of these days
Well,
I'll get some pictures loaded up that he sent me of his guitar collection. We'll rate or roast his guitar rig, you know.
ooh, that would be a really, yeah, that'd be a really fun thing to do, like a Raider roast
We could
thing.
start doing that with like one subscriber per week. We could do one from your channel and one from mine. And we could add that as like the
Yeah.
final segment. People like that. And plus it gives a shout out to dudes that have awesome gear out there.
Or not so awesome gear.
Or not so awesome gear. That's right.
Send your cool thing, and they'll send some duct tape wrapped up amp and guitar. And it's like, I've had this since I was 12. You should have got rid of it at 13. But yeah, no, you know, so
Yeah, man.
this
Well,
one's
what
been
do you
a
got
bit of
coming
a.
up video wise there, Jonathan?
So, oop, I am just knocking this thing all day. I'm gonna move that down there like that. So, video wise, I've got something very interesting coming up. I don't know if I could technically talk about it. It's, I will say this. So, I got I got a guitar that, surprise, surprise, when I got it had not been released yet.
Ooh,
It has recently been released,
saucy.
but the video will not be up until the 22nd. So stay tuned
Okay.
for that.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Don't want to miss that. What else do I got? I've got some more Donner stuff coming up, including, but not limited to, an electric drum kit. That's an interesting one.
A what one?
So, what's that?
What was that last part? An electric what?
Drum kit.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, we had this idea we were throwing around for a little while about because I had a drum kit, like an actual drum kit, a little while back that I found at a yard sale for the whopping price of $75. But I never played it because it was an actual drum kit, had the cymbals and everything, was very, very loud. So I toyed with the idea with Donner. They had brought it up a while back, and then they were unable to send it. And I said, well, I'm not really a drummer, but I think it would be an interesting concept to be like the guitarist learning to play drums, like a beginner's, thing, and it can showcase if your product's any good, which with it being Donner, it probably is, how a beginner could get along with it, and it's kind of thing
Yeah.
like that. So I don't have it yet, so I don't know if I'm spoiling much, but stay tuned for that if you'd like to do that. A couple other interesting kind of backlogged things, guitar wise, some reviews. I'll have some talking point videos that should be coming up, like I mentioned earlier, about kind of why I make the content that I do and just touching on some other specific points. And I think, looking as I look around the room, oh, I got another guitar from a brand that you wouldn't expect that makes a guitar. That'll be coming out, I think, at the beginning of May.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Still got a lot of stuff. Very
Got
busy.
lots of stuff.
You got anything aside from the tone deep and all that kind of stuff?
So yeah, so I have the Tone Deep. I'll be filming that next week, so probably 2 weeks out on the edit and everything for that. Um, Getting closer on my laundry room, so we're inching closer to my kit build, which is exciting. I cannot wait. I'm gonna do the pedal board video from using your generous gifts that you gave me. So that probably next week at some point I'll make that one. And then
Okay.
what's the I filmed all my guitars episode that I'll be putting out probably tomorrow, and it's an acoustic version.
Nice.
So yeah, so that'll be fun. And yeah, just kind of chipping away at these. Oh, and then there's one other thing. My overdrive preamp pedal from JHS is on its way back to me and will be here tomorrow, I believe. It got repaired, and I'm going to do a customer service review video of my experience and wrap that in with a pedal demo of the overdrive preamp, because I've been meaning to demo that pedal, but it broke during one of my Friday night lives, and it
Yeah, I
just
remember you
stopped
saying something
working.
about that.
Yeah, and so it's on its way back from the crew over at JHS, and so I'm gonna kind of roll those two things together, make a demo video and review my experience with that. So
That's actually funny that you say that, because that's something that I can't remember if the video is already out or not. That I actually talked about in one of my videos. I put a little segment about the customer service experience,
mm-hmm.
because I've had a lot of comments about, like, on sponsored stuff, where it's like, yeah, the products are really cool and stuff, but the customer service is terrible. And I see that a lot. And I don't want to call out a brand name. I really don't. So I'm not going to.
Okay.
But just know that obviously that is a thing. That they make really good stuff, which I do wholeheartedly agree that they make good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen time and time again where their customer service is not up snuff. Um, and I've not talked about it with them specifically, but there was one that I talked about where I said, the customer service on my end was fine. Now, that's a weird position to be in, because it goes hand in hand with, like, with the review. Like, you're saying it's good. You could have got, the good one. They could have sent you the good one because you're looking at it.
Yeah.
That old nugget of wisdom that people throw out there.
Yeah, they only send
Um,
you the best stuff because you're gonna review it. Yeah.
which is, it's not the case. Trust me, I've had plenty of stinkers,
Right.
um, various different brands. But yeah, and I know that the customer service experience can be better because it's someone that they're going to be getting something out of, But it's like you're still getting something out of a customer, so maybe you should, you know. But
Yeah.
generally speaking, too, you're talking to like when you're in a position like I am, you're talking to like influencer relations, like you're talking to social media managers and like content creation man or whatever people that deal with us as YouTubers, not as customers per se, but as YouTubers.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's a rock and a hard place to say like, yeah, the customer service on mine was great. What are you talking about? Because I know that they're not talking to the same people.
Yeah.
So, but so that is and I say that just like I said, that's a nice touch for you to say that is to give your experience as a customer. Um, so
Yeah.
we all know
Um,
JHS is. I think their
had
customer service is okay.
my buddy 2 Yards just popped in. He makes great music videos. I just watched one that he did the other day, sings and plays guitar, and um he's another smaller YouTube channel that I subscribe to. That's awesome. Um 2 Yards, thanks for coming in. I was just gonna say with customer service, I kind of treat it like I treat a comments section, like how you just were not willing to like say the name. It's kind of like
Mhm.
you're gonna watch a video, not like it, and expend the energy to hit a thumbs down and leave a crappy comment on your way out to never watching another video again. I think this just happened on 60 Cycle Hum. Like they did a video about the T word on their channel, and I didn't watch it because I love their channel and I don't want to sit there and argue in the chat or get mad or any of that stuff. It's just like that one's not for me. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if their channel becomes about that, then I'll probably leave and I probably won't say anything on my way out the door. Cuz who
Isn't it?
cares? I'm just one person. Like I'm not self-important enough to think that they need to hear my opinion of what they've done before I leave their subscribership. It's just kind of like
Right.
if I got bad customer service, I wouldn't make a video about it. Like I wouldn't make a video about how terrible the customer service was. I'd probably just never buy from that company again, and that would be the end of that. But I certainly wouldn't use my
Glenn
YouTube
Fricker
to
has
like
entered the chat. I'm just kidding.
what's that.
I said, "Oh look, Glenn Fricker has entered the chat."
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
kidding.
there is a market for those videos. I'm not knocking people who do make them. That's not my way. I just like, yeah, Glenn, I like to watch his videos when he gets mad. It's super funny. But
Yeah,
I
that's kind of his whole thing, though.
and part of it too is he doesn't really do that to like a boutique smaller builder just getting started, or I mean there's this guitar builder called Tees Guitars that makes affordable
Yeah.
guitars that are really well reviewed. And
Yep.
like Glenn wouldn't tear apart Tees guitars. He's doing it to Gibson or Toman, which is a big company. They can
Yep.
take the hit on their Harley Bentons, and like, you know, he also does glowing reviews too. So I think at least when it comes to Glenn and his channel, he's even. He responds exactly the same positive as he does negative. I think he's very fair. But I'm not in the my opinion, doesn't matter as much. I haven't done as much in a musical career as Glenn has, and I just feel like if I don't like a thing, like I'm just gonna not buy it anymore, and I won't make a video trashing it. Like, I
Yeah.
probably don't love uh that uh triple threat pedal as much as I thought I would. But I do like it, and it's not like I'm gonna sit there and be like, I spent good money on this, and it's like, no, like it works, it does everything as advertised, and
Right.
what would the point be? You know, I'm gonna take
Right.
down Donner. Like, I'm not a crusader. You know, I like to play guitar, so that's kind of how I feel
Well,
about
like
that.
right, and I mean, there's a difference between just slandering a company's name just for content versus you getting on there and saying, you know, hey, I'm a customer, I'm not really happy. Here's XYZ reason why I'm not happy, and just pointing it out.
Right.
Like there's a benefit to it. I mean, obviously, like with Glenn Fricker, he does it kind of for the comedic value, and he's got a good balance of, like you said, where it's glowing reviews and then where he's over there destroying pieces of gear with a sledgehammer in his driveway. But you know, there's that fine balance. But even with me, like as much as I've worked with Donner and as much as I do wholeheartedly outside of everything really like Donner's products for what they are, I've had I think maybe one instance where that I can think of off the top of my head where I didn't really care for the product, and it was with one of their guitars. It was one of their lower end guitars that I was like, you know, it really was, it could have been better, but at the same time I was like, but what am I paying for? And that's something that I always try to remember, because a lot of the things that I review are like budget, super budget friendly things. So I it's hard for me to talk down on, you know, Joyo for giving me something that's 30 bucks. It's like, yeah, it's $30. If it works and it makes a noise, if it's not the greatest thing in the world, it's $30.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, like you said, if you know, if I bought something from Toman, Harley Benton, yeah, they're affordable, but that's a massive company. Like you would think at that point they could afford to put a little bit of extra money into QC
Yeah.
to you know, not make the product, you know, super expensive, but make it a viable product.
Yeah.
Is my so I get both sides of the coin. But yeah, or like Gibson, you know, people obviously have ragged on Gibson for decades at this point.
Listen,
But
every Gibson I've ever played has been nice. I'll just say that.
just about everyone I've played has been nice too. But
Yeah.
I mean, I get where people, you know,
Yeah.
looking at
I
you, you
also
50.
have never spent $3,000 on a Gibson guitar. So
Yeah.
I've never been in a
And
place to be overly critical of any guitar that I've ever owned. To be frank,
or
like,
amp or pedal. Yeah, it's, you know,
yeah,
same kind
I
of thing.
mean, I got I the triple threat example is like one of those things where it's kind of like I didn't know what I was expecting. It just wasn't
Mhm.
what I was expecting. But the more I played with it, the more I've been like, this is how I want to use it's going to go on that pedal board. And
Yeah.
I think that probably part of it's me. In which case
Yeah.
I would approach that with the proper amount of humility too. Like maybe I'm not using this right, and I'm going to keep playing with it until I figure out something about it that, you know, where it hits in my signal chain or, you know, on a particular song or something like that. So, um, oh, the other thing I got before we go and we can wrap up, but I
Yeah.
bought some. Have you ever heard of Circles drums? They do like drum loops and digital drum kits and stuff like that.
No. No.
Okay.
Circles. No.
So
Ringing a bell.
they make really cool sounding like lo-fi gritty drum. I mean, they make them hi-fi too, but what I like that
Mm.
they make is these like lo-fi gritty drum loops and stuff that you can just drop into whatever your interface is. So I'm actually gonna start. I might even on my live stream on Friday night, I might try to record a track for a little bit of the live stream using some of those drum loops. Circles drum
Yeah.
loops are freaking great. They're really, really good. And it's some of my favorite like digital drum stuff I've found.
Do they have samples?
Hmm.
They do.
They
Okay.
do. Their whole kit comes with samples and loops and fills.
Because see, now that you said lo-fi drums, and I'm like a I present myself as a metalhead and a rock guy, but I love like lo-fi hip hop and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like it
Yeah.
is just creme de la creme stuff for me. But that's cool to know, because depending on how the things go with that that drum kit that I'm getting, I'm about to check them out.
Dude, can you on Donner, can you load samples onto the Donner drum kits so that it sounds like that?
That's what I'm saying. If you can, I'm assuming you can. Seeing as how some of this other gear is like, like the Pocket Master, is affordable as it is, and it has the capabilities that it has. I can only imagine that the drum kit, you can load your own samples and change everything. Now, again, it is supposed to be like a beginner thing, but I don't know.
Dude,
The
this
beginners,
my
they
keys
have
drum
it
kit.
so good nowadays.
I am gonna look into that. I'm gonna plug that thing into
I was
my
gonna say, before
computer
you
and
got
see if I can
yours.
put, because these are seriously sick, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'll send you. You know what? They do have a free, if you want to like test them. They have like a free
Mm.
bundle that they give to anybody, free samples and loops. And
Oh,
it has a
nice.
bunch of kicks and snares, one shots, and then it has the loops in it, and they are
Hmm.
really good. So I would highly recommend. Um, anyway, that was my last little shill there. But
That works. No shame in
yeah,
it.
man. Well, I'm looking forward to the videos you got coming up. Sounds like it's gonna be
Same
fun.
for you. Yeah, looking forward to your stuff. Always, I hit that
And
bell notification.
yeah. If you're a small channel and you were watching this today, keep going. Don't stop. We're here. We'll be watching. And
Absolutely.
and if you're a big channel and we shouted you out, congratulations for the 8 millionth time.
F you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm clean here. I'm aware. I can say the naughty toddy word, but we're still playing around with monetization.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too, is we're not in it for money, but we're not gonna turn it down.
Right. I'm not gonna sit and be like, God, I want that ad revenue. What are you talking about? But
Yeah. No.
anyway, anyway,
All right, bro. Well, enjoy the rest of your week.
I'm gonna try, man. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try. It's Thursday, not Wednesday, so Friday Eve. Oh no, I'm getting in corporate speak. I'm not doing that
Friday
crap.
Junior, baby.
Yeah, Friday. Oh, I like Friday Junior too. That's cool.
Thanks to
Alrighty.
everybody that showed up and hung out with us and contributed to the conversation.
Yeah. There you go.
So on
We'll
the
see you
way.
guys next week.
Yep, that's right. Have a good week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.